All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Our first semifinal winners are joining us, Northwest Missouri State. A couple notes from the games today. 16th straight tournament victory. They are now 4-0 in semifinal games, all since 2017. They are 54-1 in neutral site games. Sixth straight season that a team from the Central region has advanced to the championship game. For their conference, the MIAA, this is a 14th appearance by a team from the MIAA. Fifth, they've won 5 titles, 3, and then Central Missouri won 2. And then Wes Dreamer's double-double today was his 14th in his career. His 4th in the tournament. So his 4th in the last 5 tournament games. He has had a double-double. And this was the 7th double-double in the tournament in the first 5 games. So we will go ahead and we'll do the drill like we always do. We'll open it up for head coach Ben McCollum for an opening comment. Then we have Wes Dreamer and Luke Walters as our student athletes. We'll ask them a couple questions. We'll go ahead and release them, and we'll keep Coach Mack around for a little while longer for some questions there. So, Coach, congratulations, and you're heading back to the championship game.
Yeah, what a season for Black Hills State. I don't know if anybody's been. Is it in Rapid City? I know it's up around there, I'd assume. Spearfish? Okay, good, Wes. I mean, to come out of that region and to perform like they performed and to get to the Final Four, says a lot about their coach. Their coach is really good. Their players are tough and physical. They had a great game plan going in. I have a lot of respect for their program. It's really, when I was scouting them, it was really neat watching their fans. I mean, they packed that gym consistently. It's a really cool deal. So hats off to them and all they've accomplished this season. I thought we played well enough. I thought defensively we were, again, dialed in. Extremely ugly game, which is kind of our MO now at this point. So I was really proud that Wes Dreamer decided he wanted the offensive rebound today, which was great. Now, if I could get a couple other people to do the same, I'll be happy as well. So, but yeah, no, I thought the first half, the offensive rebounds kept us in it. Second half, defense got us going, and then we were able to score a little bit and kind of break them down.
Awesome. So we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes. We got the microphone right here. Same thing we did on Tuesday. Name, affiliation this time around for us, and we'll pass the mic and we'll get some questions first for our student athletes. John, go ahead.
John Walker, Northwest Missouri. And Wes, for you, I mean, kind of drawing their toughest assignment today, and Scott down in the post, did you kind of put a little extra on yourself to kind of have a performance like that today?
I don't think like anything. Do I need to close your mic? Yeah. I feel like I've been doing that all year, like going up against the biggest guys, trying to box out. So it was just another day in the office. But he's a unit down there. He's hard to move around, and I think he got 4 overboards on me. So it's not very good, but I think he could have been worse.
Luke, John Dykstra, Maryville Forum. Luke, that first half you struggled from the field. Coaches talked about your confidence all year. Just what was the key? You had a couple big threes there in the second half to kind of see what the defense was giving you and keep shooting, basically.
Yeah, they were daring me to shoot after I missed my first few and kind of got in my head a little bit, but my teammates did a good job of letting me know that they have all the faith in the world in me to keep shooting. And so I just kept shooting, and a few of them fell.
Luke and Wes Chris Roush, KQ2. Luke and Wes, for you guys there, it was a 4-point game. I think at one point you guys went on a 10-2 run. What was the biggest thing there that you guys kind of saw from yourselves there to kind of open that game back up there in the second half?
I think we just locked in defensively. We really tightened screws, and then offensively, I don't remember particularly what we got, but we were getting good looks, and Wes again was crashing the offensive rebounds and got a few key rebounds during that run.
for both Wes and Luke, just when they're face guarding Trevor like that, what does that do to you guys' offense, and what's the key to taking advantage of that when it's kind of 4-on-4 everywhere else?
Yeah, it allows us to try to get to different options. I mean, when teams face guard Trev, it allows him to set screens and get other people open, which eventually will get him open. So we've seen it all throughout the year, so it was just nothing new.
For Luke, you've been to this spot every time there's a tournament, even your redshirt year. Just what's it mean to go back there with the struggles this team has been through this year?
Yeah, it's amazing. It speaks to Mac. It speaks to this group, our resiliency. We were challenged this year. It hasn't been easy one bit, but the fact that we're now an opportunity to compete for a national championship in a title game, it speaks to our team and our program, honestly.
Michaela Day with News Press in St. Joe. Wes, can you walk us through those last few moments knowing that you're back for your third straight national championship?
I mean, it's just surreal. I mean, last year was my first time here, and then this year it's just like, okay, I get to do it again. I'm just happy. Like all the stuff that the team's been through this year, and we just found a way to get to it. So we got one more left.
Over here, we get the microphone over there.
Rex Walters, Westwood Run One. What's up, man? How are you, bud? I got all kinds of questions for you.
No, that boy can play. We needed him out there.
I just wanted to ask you guys really do a great job of playing to your greatness offensively. Like guys understand shot. What is it that coach does and what it is that you guys have done? You guys have made sacrifices to get such high quality shots. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, Matt gets really mad when we don't do what we're supposed to do. So, I mean, that kind of motivates us to do what we should do. I mean, there's slip ups sometimes, but.
And just from day one in our program, Mac wants his players to do what they're good at. Just do what you're good at, and then everything else will take care of itself. Roles will fall into place, and then we just go from there.
With the quick turnaround, and you guys are, I see very personnel oriented in terms of defense. Like how hard is that to adjust to be able to play game off day to win a national championship?
Just really focusing on the personnel. Our coaching staff, they do such a good job of watching film. They stay up so late, and we get our personnel sheets, and it's spot on. So hats off to the assistant coaches and Mac, and just they get it done for us, and we just got to execute it.
Luke, you've kind of made the follow through with the 3-year signature, and then when you hit your first shot, you kind of put both arms up. How big of a sigh of relief? How big of a sigh of relief was that when you finally saw one go through?
Me, that was like, praise the Lord, he shot the ball.
Yeah, it was just me letting out some frustration, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, the
no,
first
I know
5,
mine
they
too.
all felt really good. They all felt really good. I thought they were all in, and so to see one finally go through the hoop, it was just kind of like, finally.
What if I told Rex Walters to shoot the ball every time down? No one else would see it one day.
All right, we're going to go ahead and release our student athletes. Gentlemen, congratulations, and we will see you on Championship Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll go ahead and we will now open up the floor for Coach Mack.
Mac, you're headed back to your 3rd straight national championship. How does that feel?
You know, it feels good. I think probably like always after the season, it'll probably feel better. I think right now it's now you got to scout again. Now you got to stay up all night for 2 nights and the brutality of that. And then, the game day of just like, here comes another game. Because from a coaching perspective, it just brings out the best in you. But to bring that out, you have to be really, really uncomfortable. And when you're extremely competitive, game days aren't, sometimes they're very miserable. So to answer your question, I think after the season, it'll be pretty exciting. I'm happy for our kids. They've battled, we obviously lost an all Big East player. And I think a lot of people had a lot of doubts, especially after we lost a few games. And what's wrong with the Bearcats? And I don't think anything was ever wrong with us. Again, like I've said before, I think it was just we're not the 2021 Bearcats. Like that's a whole new story. We're the 21-22, and there's only one of us, and it's our story, and we're writing it, and it's a special story, and whatever way it ends, it'll be ours, and it'll be fun to look back on.
Mac, you said it wasn't always pretty, but you got 5 guys in double figures today. With how they were guarding Trev, just what do you see from kind of the offense figuring that out as the game went on and guys finding their spots and their shots?
Well, I mean, what they did was they literally just came in and said, okay, if we're going to win, we're going to not guard Luke Waters. We're going to not guard Diego a ton, and then we're not going to guard Isaiah Jackson. And so every time that he was able to get by his guy, that help would come so quick. The problem with that is you can't get to your drive reads because it's so awkward until you kind of get used to it. And then that second half, I thought we did a much better job of understanding our drive reads, understanding what we were really looking for, and then going and getting it. So yeah, I mean, Trevor's the type that, he's pretty unselfish. You've seen him have 40 points, and then the next day he had 2 points at half and we're up 30 points. I mean, he's gonna win. Like, that's what he does. So, hopefully if they guard him the same way, then, we'll just do the same thing and shoot 57% and 46% and be okay.
Coach, during that 10-2 run in the second half, I think that's when Diego came back in after foul trouble. What does he do to change things or speed things up for you guys to kind of get that rhythm back and going? Because I think it was right when he came back in, he had a bucket in that run, but things just kind of open up when Diego's out there too. Yeah,
I mean, he's that dude, man. He's you can't teach the violence, the energy that he plays with. You just can't teach it. And then his ability to get paint really helps us a lot. Kind of that secondary guy to be able to get paint consistently, put pressure on the rim. Obviously, he's a great defender, great defensive rebounder. Heart and soul. I mean, that's who he is. He just, like I've said, Diego is nothing but a winner. Like, that's who he is. He's a winner. He's a fierce competitor. He will fight to the bitter end. That's who he is.
You mentioned yesterday about Wes being an underrated post defender. You put him on an All-American tonight. Just what do you see from the way he battled against Scott and kept him to whatever he kept them to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously 19 points, but he had to take 20 shots. And so, you couldn't get everybody else going. That was the key, especially their team, because they do such a good job of getting you in rotation, off of one, his ability to score, and then number 10, his ability to pass on those ball screen reads. And then obviously 4 can kind of score on his own. So, they get you in rotation, and then all of a sudden you got number 5 shooting threes, and you got 23 shooting threes. And before you know it, you got some issues. And so you kind of have to guard them a little bit one-on-one. You don't have to do that with every team, but with them specifically, I thought you had to. And, you just live with a few of those buckets. As long as you don't overreact, it's tough twos. And so in that case, we thought 9 for 20. It's probably about as good a job as you can do on that guy.
All right, we got time for one more.
As you've put together this program, what is it about what you look for in a player? Like, when I watch you guys, I just see toughness.
Yeah.
Like, are there just certain things that, hey, these are my non-negotiables when you go out and recruit and put your roster together?
Yeah. So, when we go out, there's a couple things that we really, obviously, it's just kind of trust in your eyes in regards to that. But more importantly, we, especially starting our program, 12, 13 years ago, we placed a massive emphasis on not necessarily getting the most talented players. We have good talent, but we wanted tough kids that were servants, that had great energy. The one thing that we do not take, and this is probably different than most, and I've done a few interviews that have shared this, but we don't take kids that are moody. And what I found is when you don't have kids that are moody, it doesn't suck the life out of your program. And so naturally you can continue to build and build that toughness. you know, and then, you know, you got to get a good balance. You got to have a Diego Bernard that, you know, he's not actually going to, but, you know, he might fight everybody on the floor, you know, and then, you know, a Trevor who's a dog himself, but he's steady, you know, just calm and steady. And Wes who's going to scrap, and, you know, he's 190 pounds. And, you know, but you got kids that'll fight with you and get in that foxhole. And we've placed an emphasis on that. You know, I heard Jay Wright talk when they won their national title, and all of a sudden he started to get five-star recruits, and he couldn't win anymore. And so he went back to just getting tough kids that you know, maybe other people don't value. And that's what we've done. And obviously we've got some pretty good talent too. Long answer, but
Thanks so much, Coach, for the time. Congratulations, and we'll see you on Saturday.
thank you, sir.